Ready to get our geek on?
Yeah.
Yes. Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo.
Comic-Con.
No. Okay, so we were just talking about this. We were trying to figure out how many years we've been coming to this. It's been several years.
Yeah.
So,
we go at least every year.
Yeah.
So.
This year I did the weekend pass, so we got to pick that up. Normally we don't do. Oh, look at all the duckies. It's so nice out right now. So normally we just come here for a few hours. We see a couple people. We do some shopping, and we leave. But
yeah,
this year I kind of wanted to check out some of the panels. There's a few people I want to meet. I want to meet first and foremost Zach Levi.
probably a little later because we're gonna stop.
Flynn Rider. Shazam. He's not here until tomorrow. And then Abraham, Michael Cutlets. And then Tom Welling is here. It might be Ross Marquand, I'm not sure. We'll see. I don't want to go broke meeting people, but I would like to maybe try and find a poster. Like a Walking Dead poster or something that I could have them sign, maybe?
Yeah. We should have jokingly brought my big comic
we should have brought your
it's so big
your
though.
comic. I know, but you could have them sign it.
It's so big though. That would be a pain to carry around.
I love coming to this though, because last year, over the last couple years, got to meet Bud Spiner and Jonathan Frakes.
I like meeting.
Because I love me some Next Generation. We're in the wrong spot. We gotta go over there.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we could go this way because there's a South Hall entrance down there.
Oh. I like the one Walking Dead guy, the animal.
Ezekiel.
Yeah, Ezekiel.
Kari Payton. Oh my gosh.
He was so
Loved
great.
him. I loved him. He was so fun.
Yeah, he was great. He was really kind and nice.
Yes, and then remember when he took my phone and he kind of went, oh, and he took a bunch of pictures? Oh my gosh, love him. He's so cute.
I think we've been to Comic-Cons for about 4 years if we minus COVID.
I think so, yeah, because we moved here 6 months after COVID, so they wouldn't have had it that year. And then Cooper Andrews, Jerry. He's so sweet. I loved him. Yeah, had a conversation. Was it last year that we met Jonathan Frakes?
Which was that?
Riker. He was also in that Biltmore movie.
We met him last year.
Which I chatted with him about that. So, loved that. Riker's one of my favorite. I have a dog named Riker, FYI. And then Brent Spiner the year before. Oh, that was awesome too. Data. So, yeah. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna get our passes. There is a 6 o'clock panel with, David Howard Thornton. Almost forgot about him. Art the Clown. Might sit in on that one. Have our passes. We are good to go. It's actually kind of busier than I expected. No. Usually, when we first started coming here, we'd come on Sunday. Last year we came on Saturday. So, alright. Let's head in. Woo! My goodness. I love that they expanded last year. Alright. You know what? We need to find out where. Okay, so we were a little confused about the panel rooms there for a minute. I did go ask a nice volunteer person. And by we were confused, I mean me.
Thank you. Thanks, Ben.
What's up, everybody? We got any horror fans here tonight? Give me any Terrifier fans here? Well, let's welcome the icon, our local Huntsville horror hometown hero, David Howard Thornton.
It's a rabbit shirt on. I love it.
Welcome back.
What's up, y'all? This is wild.
How's it feel being back in town? Because if anybody doesn't know, you graduated high school here. We're very proud of you, David. Why don't you tell us what it's like being back home?
It's wild. I moved away 20 years ago to move up to New York City to do theater and all that, and so it's changed a lot. I'm, class of '98 from Grissom High School, so yeah, born and raised. So this is pretty wild. It's changed a lot, but it remained the same in a lot of ways too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's different when you come?
This whole area is different.
Yeah.
I was like,
now.
yeah, wow, they've expanded on everything down here in downtown. I remember when downtown here was a ghost town where you didn't come to downtown.
Yeah.
Just stay away.
Yeah, exactly.
We just all just did stuff down either at like Madison Square Mall, which is rest in peace. or back down in South Huntsville and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Dude, we're so proud of you, man. I'm looking at your performances, and whether it's The Mean One, or whether it's in Stream, or whether Art the Clown and Terrifier, I see a lot of influence of like the physicality, and I'm pretty sure that you kind of had like a start, your influence with comedic acting.
yes.
Would you like to discuss that a little bit?
Yeah, I really cut my teeth doing theater here, of course. I mean, my first bit, I started, oddly enough, it's kind of a weird thing, is I started doing church theater of all things over Trinity. Back before the tornado, so it was a different building back then, before it became Fort Jesus. But that was wild, and then my first real leading role I ever had was Mickey in Mickey's Christmas Carol at Weisberg Middle School, and that was an interesting performance. That's where I discovered my love of making people laugh, because I was bullied a lot in school back in those days, and things went wrong in the show. Like thankfully the set was made of cardboard, but it fell down on top of Jason Dees, who was our Scrooge, and I just poked my head out like, "Oh, Mr. Scrooge, I think we have rats." And then our Cratchit family's dinner scene, the table broke and shot this little chicken over the audience, and I'm like, "Oh, well, I guess we're having fast food tonight." and it was the first time at that school I'd ever had people laughing with me instead of at me, and I loved that feeling. And my mom encouraged me to, audition for community theater, so I started auditioning a lot for a Fancy Playhouse Children's Theater. I did a lot of shows with him. My first show I did Rapunzel. I was half of a character. We double cast this role of the magic stone in Rapunzel, and we were an off-stage voice, and I would say half the line, she said half the line, and that's how I started, as a magical rock. And I did several shows there. A lot of shows, community chorus. So I grew up, some very talented actors I acted with on stage, and then my aunt also gifted me probably the best gift I ever got. She gave me a box set of Mr. Bean videos when I was about 13 or 14 years old. Yeah, that was like my school. I would watch those. I'm surprised I didn't wear all those tapes, because I just watch them over because I love physical comedy, and so that's where I really started studying. And I was like, I like this, I want to do this kind of stuff. And then I later on tried to be practical and pragmatic with my life. I'm like, I know theater and acting is not a stable career path. And I'm like, as much as I love acting, I would rather have a stable career path so I can support family and all that. And I come from 4 generations of teachers, and so I was like, it's either I could be a teacher or I could be an engineer like my dad. My dad worked at NASA for 40 years. My mom's dad was on the original Von Braun team. They brought all the germs over. He was with the Army Missile Command. So I could go on forever about that kind of stuff. But I decided to go into elementary education, and I just went to Montevallo to be a teacher, and I was in my internship. It was a year after my mom passed away from cancer, and I was like, I'm not happy. What's going to make me happy? And I realized one day I was teaching my students, I was doing story time, and I was doing silly voices with them, and they're like, hey, we you want more of this? And like, I want two too, but we gotta go to math now. And I realized that I was getting more fulfillment out of entertaining my students instead of teaching them. I'm like, well, this is what I gotta do. And so I finished up my degree, and I moved to New York City a few years later after I saved up some money. And I auditioned and auditioned and auditioned. I did tons of like off Broadway shows. I even like one night I was doing this off Broadway show. The Village in New York City, my first or second year living there, and we would sometimes have a performer warm up the crowd for us, stuff like that. And there was this young blonde girl named Stephanie that would play her songs on the piano. We all hung out with her afterwards. Wow, she's talented. Did dawn on me years later, it was Lady Gaga.
Oh my
Of
God.
course, it was Lady Gaga. So there's a weird part of this universe. Lady Gaga opened for Art the Clown in the Village of New York City in 2007. And if I ever run into her, I have to tell her that story. But I did all that, and I finally got cast in How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the musical. And I got to be the understudy for the Grinch, and our Grinch was the amazingly talented Stephen Carl, who was Robbie Rotten from Lazy Town. Yeah. And so that was a master's class in physical comedy, because I had like everything I had been doing, I never had anybody like sit down and teach me how to do comedy. And I just learned from watching others. And Stephen took me aside, and he's like, this is how you actually make things better. And I learned so much from him. So when I finally went out for an audition, that's great theme music. But I finally went out for the audition a few years later. I had the audition for Terrifier, and I got it, and I called Stefan up, and he's like, I need some tips. And so he gave me some great tips and everything. Unfortunately, he passed out the same year Terrifier came out, but he still got to see. He was working hard to try to get shown in Iceland, but he got really sick and everything like that. But I studied with one of the best, let's say, in comedy. So that's where it all started, and it just kept going from there. And you never know where this road's going to lead you. That's what I say about life. You follow your path, you follow your dreams, you work hard, and you hope for the best.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. When you were doing that audition for Terrifier, had you seen All Hallows Eve before that?
I had, yes, and I thought it was a very freaky movie. I was like, whoa, this character's cool. I thought he was awesome. And I looked at him and I said to myself, oh my God, this character's like an evil Mr. Bean. There's so much potential with him. I was like, God, if I could ever play a character like that, there's so much I could do with it. And so that's why when I saw the audition notice for it, I fought with my agent at the time because she did not want me to go out for it because it's a low budget independent film, it's only paying $100 a day. You're not going to get anything. It's not going to do anything for you. I'm like, I don't care. I want to try to get into film, and I think this will be a great way to get my foot in the door. I think this would be great for, at least for a demo reel or something like that. And I'm like, there's so much I can do with this character. I want to do this. And she's like, okay, fine. Yeah, I'm not with that agent anymore. But I had no idea it was going to lead me down this path. But I looked at Mike Gianelli, who was the original art, and I saw a lot of potential there with that character. He gave me a great foundation to start with to build my little house of art on. So.
What, did Damien cast you immediately, or were there a few others that you were kind of competing with?
Well, I went into the audition. That was a very weird audition. It's nothing like I've ever done before. I'm so used to having a script, and I go in there in the room, there's no script for me, and I'm like, everybody else has got scripts, and I started freaking out. I thought my agent had screwed me over or something like that. And they're like, oh, no. They call me in the room, like, I'm sorry, I don't have a script. I'm like, oh, you don't need one. Art doesn't talk. I'm like, okay. Oh, what do I do then? And they're like, well, just come up with a scene where you decapitate a guy and you're happy about doing it. And go! And I'm like, can I have a few minutes to think? Like, no, we just want to see what you come up with. And this is where I'm glad I had background in improv work, because you never know when you're going to get thrown into a moment like that. And I don't know where this came from. I probably used to be a therapist. But I did this whole thing where I cartoonishly snuck up behind my victim and knocked him out and sawed off his head. And then I pick up the head and I taste the blood. I didn't like the taste of the blood, so I took out salt and seasoned it. No, I'm like, oh, that's good. Give it a thumbs up, and I just get down my merry way. And Damien right there is like, after he regained his composure, he's like, can you come in for a makeup test? Which never happens.
Yeah.
You usually have to go in for multiple auditions and callbacks and everything. I know Lauren and Elliot, who played Sienna and Jonathan, they went in several times for multiple callbacks for months.
It was the salt bit.
It's the salt. It's the salt. And now we put it. I kind of wanted that in part two with Allie. It's like, yeah, rub salt in the wound. Like, I also kind of looked at it as an homage to my audition. You can actually see the audition, I think, online too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, like, Terrifier comes out, it becomes this kind of like cult hit. Everybody starts getting into it. I started hearing about it as a big horror fan. And then Terrifier 2, the big push from the fans to get that in as many theaters as possible, as successful. How crazy was that experience?
That was nuts, because that basically Terrifier 2 was fully funded by the fans. We had a little bit of backing, but we did an Indiegogo campaign. And before we did it, it's like, man, because we're trying to figure out how much should we ask for. I'm like, let's go for like 200,000. It's like, oh, we're never going to get something like that. We'll be lucky if we get 50,000. So let's go ahead and put 50,000 in. And we made like 4 times our goal in less than a few hours, which was amazing to me. So we made like, I think like the final numbers were around like $200,000, $300,000 that we raised on Indiegogo, and that's what we made Terrifier 2 off of. So it's still a very low budget film, but we just have an extremely talented team that we found some great locations that we didn't have to pay for and stuff like that. But we didn't expect it to take off the way it did. And I remember like when I first read the script, I was like, dang, we have to put this in theaters somehow. If we can put this in a theater just for 1 week, if we can just put this in multiple theaters throughout the country, I think it's really going to take off. He's like, I gotta make that happen. And we almost had to self-distribute Terrifier 2 until Cineverse came in and they're like, and Blood and Disgust, and they're like, hey, we want to put this in theaters. And they put in like 500 theaters for 1 weekend. That's all it's going to go. And it was that opening night, like, we went to go see a screening in Staten Island, New York, and we walk out, we go to the bar next door, and we start looking, and all these reviews are coming in on Twitter, all these fans going out, and it's just going nuts. And I'm like, dude, I think we got a hit here. And all of a sudden the next week, I get a phone call in the morning, like, Stern's people want to talk to you. And I'm like, well, what? And then all these like talk shows are talking about it. They're like, Jerry O'Connell was talking about us and stuff. I was like, this is insane. And it just took on a life of its own. Stephen King tweeted about it. And I'm like, what? Pennywise's daddy talked about it? That's who I am. And it got picked up for like more theaters in multiple weeks. For like 6 or 7 weeks we're in theaters. And it just went bananas, and so we're able to make part 3, and they approached us for part 3. The studios were then like, we want this, because they're like, how did they do this? And because we were an unrated film, and the studios were like, hey, here's some money, but they wanted to revamp everything. They wanted to reboot the series. They wanted to change everything about it. Damien's like, no, absolutely not. Well, and they're throwing a lot of money at us, and he's like, no. We're going to keep it as it should be, and we'll just make it for less. But Cineverse came in, gave us a good chunk of change, but still not a huge Hollywood budget. And we made part 3, and then we ended up kicking Joker out of the top of the box office, and Top Gun out of the top 10.
Yeah.
And we ended up breaking the world record for the highest grossing unrated film of all time, which Beyonce. We kicked Beyonce's butt, so we took down the Queen Bee, which was like, that's unheard of. So that was insane, and it's purely because of the fans.
Yeah.
It's all been the fans getting us over the line every single time. So our whole entire team's grateful for you guys. It's a true underdog story. It's because it's outside the Hollywood system, and it's made. We've had so many of these big Hollywood directors now come to us thanking us, like Eli Roth and all those guys, because they're like, thank you. Now we can actually go to the studios and tell them, like, look, Terrifier could do all this as an unrated film and make all this money and all this profit. Just let us cook. Let us do what we want to do. audiences want to see this kind of stuff because the industry is so risk averse these days because they put like hundreds of millions of dollars into a film, so they don't want to risk anything. It's not like back when I was growing up in the 80s where they would make films for like $5-10 million. And you had so many cool, awesome movies coming out of that era because people just took risks and just like, hey, let's just make something fun and have fun and see what happens. And I think we're starting to get back to that now, which makes me extremely happy. I mean, I look at last year, it was a great year for horror films.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of great movies came out last year, and I think that trend's going to continue.
It's continuing this year. I think Sam Raimi doing Send Help.
Yeah.
That's like the most Sam Raimi movie he's done in
it makes me
decades.
I haven't seen it yet, but it makes me so happy because I love Sam Raimi films.
Really cool. Like in the Bone Temple was really good.
Yeah.
And really excited for Terrifier 4, as I'm sure you are.
I haven't seen the script yet. He's still finishing it right now, because he said it's a beast of a film. It's going to be long. It's going to be a big one because he's wanting this to be the finale of the story arc with Sienna.
Yeah.
So Damien's very, very particular. This is his baby, and he wants to make sure everything's done right. So he takes his time with things, but he's recently been saying he's wanting to start filming hopefully this fall. So hopefully we can get out to everybody next fall, which I'm really excited about because I want to know what happens next.
Yeah.
He hasn't told me anything. And usually, like the last two films, when he was writing the scripts, he's always calling me up. Hey, Dave, I got an idea for this. I got an idea for this. This one, he hasn't talked to any of us. None of us in the cast or crew know what's happening.
I was going to ask about collaboration. Like, do you collaborate with them on ideas for like bits or like kills and things like that?
Damien is like such a actor-friendly director. He has his ideas, but he also knows how to let his actors play and to see what they can come up with on the spot. And he sometimes writes because he knows like horror is his thing, comedy's my thing. And so he sometimes writes scenes where it's just like a little fake description of what happens. It's like, like the costume shop scenes, like Art comes across a bunch of props and just plays. And so I'm like, oh, this is gotta be fun. And then we go and film the scene that day, and it's just a rack of sunglasses and a bunch of comedy props behind me, like gags and stuff, like fake poop and all that kind of stuff, whoopee cushions, and I'm like, oh boy. And he's like, we'll roll the camera, just do stuff. So there's probably a whole entire film of me just playing with all the props. Like 2 hours worth of footage of me just playing with those props. And like when we did the bar scene in part 3, it's like, that was my favorite thing I've filmed so far ever. Because it's a scene where I just get to do my thing, but I get to do my thing with all these actors I grew up watching, like Clint Howard, he's a Hollywood legend, and like his family is like Hollywood royalty, the Howards. And then like Riley Stryker, who I've seen so many things, and like Danny Roebuck, who I've watched in movies and TV shows my whole entire life. And Dave's like, I have these words on this page, but you guys are professionals, so if you want to just change things and just play, go ahead. That's what we did, especially Danny and I, when we're doing that whole entire torture scene. All that dialogue was Danny just making stuff up, and he's just giving me so much stuff to play off of. And I had so much fun. So I'm hoping there's going to be more scenes like that in part 4. It's driving me crazy not knowing what's happening yet.
You mentioned that you were an understudy for the Grinch, and then you played Mickey Mouse. So, man, your career completely came full circle there.
It's very weird.
Did they know that when you were casting those roles?
Because it's the same director, Steve Morte. It's like both times he like the first one for Mean One, he didn't even know me, but he went to school with the Fuzz and the Lens guys, like, and so he contacted them. Was like, hey, I'm making this Grinch horror movie. Do you know anybody that could possibly like play this part? And I was like, oh yeah, Dave. And then I get when they're like, yeah, dude, I toured with this musical for 5 years. I know this character very, very well. I know him very, very well. And he's like, oh wow. And then when he came to me with the script for Screamboat, he told me the idea, and I'm like, this is fantastic. And it's like, why? He's like, well, it's because it's another full circle moment again. He's like, really? And I told him the whole backstory with, Mickey's Christmas Carol. He's like, oh my God. So I'm like, yeah.
I haven't seen Screamboat yet. Did you have fun with that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a silly movie.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and there's a possibility that we might be doing a squeakquel. So it's I can't wait. I know some things, so it's like that's actually something I know more about than Terrifier 4. Makes me very excited though. I love it because I love that idea of just having fun with horror films, and I love that whole idea of taking something that's like so sweet and innocent from childhood and doing some dark twist with it. So I really enjoyed doing that both with Mean One and Screamboat.
Yeah, you're ruining childhood.
Oh, it's great. Well, that's a funny thing. When I toured with Grinch, I had a whole backstory in my head of why the Grinch actually hates the Who's. And when I told my castmates, I'm like, that's dark, dude. You should not say that. I'm like, dude, it works. It's because I said what it is. It's because, you know, at the end of the story, the Grinch carved the Who beast. It's like, that's a Grinch. And they've been killing his people, and they eat them every year for Christmas. And then he's carving up the Who beast and serving it to all the Who, so he's been brought into the cult of the Who. It's dark, isn't it? But you understand why he hates them so much. And he hates Christmas because it's genocide. It's Grinch genocide. Yeah, they were like, what's wrong with you, man?
So we just got done with, which was
Amazing.
awesome and hilarious.
He was so funny.
We'll chat about that later, but now we're gonna check out some vendors. This is one of our favorites. I love this one though. This seems like everyone dies on the trail. Got a little Art the Clown over here. You could always get one of these to get signed. What'd you find?
D&D book.
Oh, very cool.
It's thick.
Oh, Jack. Zero.
This is cool.
Good luck, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Well, it's my other favorite artist. Right here. We have several of these.
Especially like
There you go. Right there. Oh, yeah. See? I have this one. And that one. And that one.
You have this one, but
I
in a
have
bigger.
that one. Yes. What one did you get last time? Did you get one last
I
time?
got Rapunzel.
Oh, you got the same one as me?
No, a different Rapunzel.
Oh,
It's like
you
just
got the...
Rapunzel.
I don't know which one you got.
It looks like the
Isn't
Hobbit.
that one cute?
It looks like the Hobbit.
I think that's what it is.
It's so cute. I love that.
Oh my gosh, it's a blockbuster purse. Back to the Future. Hocus Pocus. And then back here was Stranger Things. And the booth owner showed me one with Eddie on it, which is awesome. Because I am wearing my Stranger Things shirt. Eddie! Eddie! These are awesome. Oh my gosh. That's great. Where's the name of the vendor? Oh, there it
Up
is.
there.
Is it? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna zoom in on the name of the, yes, WA Cats. These are awesome. I love it. I love this Gremlins one. This is great.
I like that it's glow in the dark.
Yes, that's cool. I spy a gremlin. Got his movie glasses on, Addie. That's, love me a good lounge fly. Or the Jurassic Park.
Oh, hamburger.
It's a burger.
Yeah, hamburger.
Oh, I have this one, or one similar. Mine doesn't have this on the bottom. It's just totally straight through. Alright, onward. Poster acquired. Show is almost done for today, so we're going to do autographs tomorrow. Here is a QR code. It could send you a continuous loop of "This is a song that never ends." Well, are you feeling lucky, punk? All right, day 2.
Day 2.
Comic and Pop Culture Expo, Huntsville. We kind of had a snafu with parking, didn't we? It's kind of crazy. So apparently there was another big event happening downtown Huntsville, which is why the parking situation was crazy. But we still did manage to get in to see the panel for Zachary Levi. I didn't include that in here just because the audio was not the best, so definitely going to have to get a better microphone for next time. Also might consider getting the VIP ticket so that I can sit up closer. This is the first year we've done the panel discussions, which were great. Definitely going to do that in the future. So this show just gets bigger and bigger every year, but we had a ton of fun. Got to shop from our vendors that are our favorites, and also got to meet Michael Cudlitz, Ross Marquand, which was super funny, Zachary Levi. He wasn't, his meeting was pretty quick just because his line was crazy long. So got to meet most of who I wanted to see, and can't wait to see who's going to be there next year. So hope you enjoyed this video. Now go have an adventure.